Hi crafters, this is Paulette again. I am going to take some of these little two-dimensional jalopy decorations to a family reunion, so I'm going to make a few more. So I thought I would just quickly show a little bit how to color these and put these together. I have already die cut my turkeys from a 2x2 Quickutz die and a 2x2 basket die, and I've already glued those together. I'm going to wish I hadn't glued the top. I didn't glue the bottom of my baskets, but I glued the tops already, so I'm going to have to tear those apart to put in my leaves and my little pumpkin, like on this pickup truck. We already talked about how to cut this down and get a pickup truck shape out of it, and I've already glued my wheels together. So here's one I'm ready to assemble. I've put adhesive right here on both sides of my truck and just across the top on one side. So I can go ahead and roll my adhesive in there and pinch together the top. This is still open here where I can put my basket in. So let's just go ahead and we will put a basket in there. And I kind of tipped mine on the side. Well, actually, I need to do the coloring. I didn't do the coloring on my baskets yet. So just pick any color that you think will do nicely. I'm probably going to use this one right here. These are just Crayola markers. Use what you have. Use what's easy. I can't afford the Copics, so I don't have Copics yet. Now you don't have to color the bottom of the basket because that's going to get tucked into the bed of our pickup. But I just did really fast coloring here where I thought there would be some shading. There's always a little ridge here at the top and then a little bit of color on the outside in my nails. So just that simple. Be sure to do it on the other side too. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's an old weathered basket. So don't worry too much. I certainly didn't on mine, and by the time you glue all the stuff on them, they look all right. Okay. So we're going to take this little basket and we're just going to tuck it right here. And I put mine on a little bit of angle. Just wanted them to look like they were tossed in there. And then I'm going to take my pokey tool and I'm going to open this basket up so I can put my leaves and my little pumpkin in there. And I colored on both sides of my pumpkin. Just going to tuck one pumpkin in the top and pinch it right there where he is. Now, I didn't color on both sides of my leaves, so I could show you how quick and easy that is. Just pick a color that's as close to the cardstock. And my hands are almost getting too old for this little fiddly stuff. And I just put some color on these tips, just in a haphazard manner. One vein down the center and one on each side, just like that. We'll do a red one. And we'll do a yellow one. Because when the leaves turn, it's just always a beautiful variation of color. And then we can stick one in this end. How about a red one? And the other end, if I can get him in there. So be sure and stick your leaves in the baskets before you glue them together. There we go. Now it's cute from both sides. this time I am just going to use some gray pigment ink. If you're not sure what looks good on your cardstock, test it out. I did a little bit of blue pigment ink here, and it just barely shows up. And then here's the gray. Here's the gray that I'm going to use. So whatever you're going for, or whatever inks you have, just use what you have. And I should have colored on that. Let's get one that's flat. I should have colored on that before I did anything there. It's easier to decorate it while it is flat. So I'm just going to fold that back up for a minute so I can get my sponging in here. Now, if you use pigment ink, you may have to hit this with your heat gun before you glue on the other elements, your little leaves and your words. It just depends on where the ink ends up and where you're gluing your words on. So I've done just basically the whole outer edges and a little bit over the windows. Now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to mimic that fender right there. And I'm going to mimic that fender in the back as well. And then I like to do a swipe right here where the door would be. And that's basically it. If you look at the other ones, the ones I did before, very just haphazardly slap that ink on. Once you get everything glued on there, it doesn't really matter how it looks. So, and then do the other side. If it's going to be something that's going to be where you can see it from both sides, and sometimes it's just easier to lay down, you can just run straight across there and get all of that. Because we are just giving the illusion of old paint. Doesn't have to be anything too exciting. The illusion of the fenders and the door. Then we can glue on our words. I just used a tacky glue, a white tacky glue. This is a nice thick glue, and I could just slop it on here. And what I did was I just put it on the widest part of most of the letters. And if you think you have too much, go in there and spread that around. Send it somewhere else. Put some up high, put some down low. Whatever you think is best. Keep a wet wipe or a paper towel handy. Clean off your fingers. And I've got a little bit peeking through. So I'm going to take my pokey tool and just wipe off that extra glue. Get rid of it. Ever so lightly put it down. And then wherever there was extra squish out, I just take my pokey tool and wipe it off. And this glue dries clear anyway. So it's very cute. Alright. So let's do one with a turkey. And I'm going to use a better color this time. Let's try some purple. And if you're not sure, take your cardstock that you die cut from. See, that's going to show up pretty good. So I'm just going to use that. And a dot for the eye, and a little wing. And really, since we're doing this, we could put the little thing on. The little doodad that comes over his nose and down with that red marker. And don't forget to do him from the other side. Now this other marker, this is a crazy art marker. I bought some of them. I bought the Crayola markers first because my goodness, you can get a 50 pack, 50 different colors for, gosh, about $8. If we wanted to get carried away, we could have added some brown. Where's that good brown? Because they have that little feathery thing right there in front. Might as well, huh? And their heads technically are blue, but I don't think that's going to show up. So, let's just roll along here. I'm going to put some ATG on both sides of the top of the bed. And then I'm going to stick a pumpkin and a turkey in there. Now, I situated my turkey first on those other ones. Kind of to the back. And I don't have enough ATG gun on this side. I had a bunch on the other side, but not enough on this side. So put another little bit so my pumpkin doesn't get lost. Just going to put our pumpkin in there. And then we can shut this. Oh, I didn't put any across the very top. I need some up here too. Roll back any adhesive that hung over the edges. That's a really cool thing about the ATG adhesive. I love it. People complain that they can't drive it with that gun, but once you get used to driving it, it is awesome. Okay, just line up all your windows and edges. Pinch that together. Got a little bit of glue sticking out down here. Pinch that together. You can flatten out your little stand here at the bottom because I smushed it down to put the ink on. And then we can put our little leaves on. And I just used some more of this little glue. And if it helps, use tweezers. Use tweezers. Use your little quick stick from Quickutz. I love my little quick stick tool. Helps me pick stuff up. Ooh, that almost wasn't pretty. I almost got that on one of my words. And just put them wherever they look like they fit. All these words are different sizes, so just fill them in wherever they fit. Now, for these that I did for that I'm doing for my family reunion, I also cut the word Merry, and I did holiday in purple to be kind of a non-traditional. And I thought I might do for the Merry and the holiday, I'm going to cut some snowflakes and do some that are a little bit Christmassy because our family reunion kind of bridges the gap between Thanksgiving and Christmas. And all of these words, all of these die cut words from Papertrey ink really, to me, address both holidays and your reverence for family. So I need to glue a different word and some different leaves over here. And that turned out really cute.